Good evening, I'm Mackenzie SC2, and I will be casting a, quote, Epic Masters vs. Masters 900 PvZ. So, this game will be played between, the red Zerg, AG Swordsman, and the blue Protoss, Kalos. Ha, it rhymes, ha ha ha. So, this is, gonna be pretty standard. I'm assuming I have no information at all on the game and how it's going to be played out, except for that apparently it's quite good. I've had the recommendations of many people, including iBig and Scary, that it's a pretty good game. So let's just see how this turns out, and hopefully it won't disappoint. So the map will be Ohana, a common ladder map. You should all know about it, but if you don't, if you're new to the game or you don't ladder, it's a fairly simple map. You have a easy to defend natural on a high ground. You have two entrances. Sorry, it's very late. I can't really speak much. You have two entrances to it. Destructible rocks with 2000 HP and a regular semi-wide ramp. And then the destructible rocks lead to your third, and your third also has kind of a wide choke from there. And so yeah, it's fairly, I guess, mech friendly, but Terran isn't really relevant. It's quite easy to 3-base on this map. Your fourth base is either here, which is kind of harder to hold because of this attack path, which is kind of hard to stop, and keep your army in the middle of it and be able to stop any like harass, or you take your other base here, which is kind of even farther away, and it's very, very unprotected because of this huge choke right here. I'm sorry, this huge area where it's not choked at all. So let's talk about the builds of our players. The Protoss will be going a Forge Fast Expand, I presume, not Nexus First, obviously, and the Zerg will be taking a, 14 hatch. So, let's see what's going to be going on. Here we have a probe just scouting, making sure. It's kind of late to be blocking the hatchery, so he won't find much luck doing that. It's low on health, so I guess it had a fight with a drone on the way here. Overlord coming in, seeing the photon cannon, seeing that everything's going up normal, and seeing when the Nexus was dropped. Another pylon being dropped here. Pretty standard so far. Two lings on the way, queen on the way, etc, etc, etc. Standard, regular, Masters PvZ. So we have a gateway and a cannon finally finishing up. No fast +1, although I think this is too early for that, considering that the Protoss hasn't even gotten his gas yet. Quite ridiculous to get +1 without taking a gas, if I do say so myself. This probe is going to die to these two lings, endlessly harassing it. Let's actually see whether it will live. It will. I think it will. I predict that it will, because of this cannon. Wow, what a heroic probe. Oh, I didn't notice that. Well, I'm kind of late, but oh well. There's a third going down for the Zerg. So this is going to be, I guess, Stefano style, I presume. 3-hatch play. Also, while I'm in the downtime, this is going to be my debut cast for my YouTube channel. Before it was all on Twitch, and I uploaded like 5 games on Twitch, but then I decided, you know what, YouTube's just probably going to be better, because I can probably record in higher quality. So now we have another probe coming on down here, going to be doing a bit of scouting, getting hit by these lings. Seeing the third hatchery is almost done, seeing the timing for it. And Queen's finishing up. Cyber about to finish up for the, oh snap, where's the Cyber? Cyber about to finish up right here for the Protoss. And we see fairly standard play so far. The 2 gases at the natural haven't been taken yet for the Protoss. The probe running on back, gonna be saved again by the fruitful cannon. Is it mineral locked? Yeah, it's mineral locked. Just a game I like to play sometimes when a probe is running into a Zella. Is the probe mineral locked or not? I guess when you're playing at a master's level, you will mineral lock it pretty much no matter what. +1 coming on the way, kind of a fast, he noticed too. Kind of a fast +1 relatively to most games. Well, I wouldn't know much about timings really, because I'm not that great at this game. but let's just assume that's a kind of a fast timing. So we have our drones marinating their way into the third. What else is going on? Not much. Speed hasn't been researched yet. I wonder if that's a mistake. Will it be researched the second he hits 100 gas, or will he be going for layer? No, he's getting roaches. So that gas is probably going to be used on upgrades or, sorry, what was I going to say? Layer, or just waiting for a big roach push. So these bases are getting kind of saturated. It seems fairly well defended. I believe the Stalker is coming to help this sentry chase off this Overlord that is long gone. I actually think it would be a better idea to keep that sentry here and move the Stalker here, because you kind of need the sentry for the force fields. So, robotics facility coming up. It's being rallied to the the force leaving the main base of the Protoss. Gonna be checking things out, doing a little poke. Spine crawler being set down at the foot of the third. No, sorry, at the edge of the third. The foot of the third would be, well, there's no foot of the third. I guess that is the foot of the third, I guess, because there's no other foot of the third. So we're going to be seeing this attack be quickly repelled by these roaches and this spine crawler. Maybe even the Stalker will die. Yeah, the roaches are too slow, I think. No, the Zealot will die and the Stalker will die. At least the Protoss got some incredibly valuable scouting information. Also, how did I miss the fact that there's actually a Twilight Council coming up? Lots of gateways being made. I believe he's up to 6 gateways now. Pretty standard for this many bases, I guess. And this is going to be a fun game. Not really working down his third rocks yet. Maybe that was an attempt at doing it, but he backed out. Forge, researching, is this +2? Yes, this is +2. So, I guess this is pretty standard. We have the creep here, not being spread at all. This is Masters, what the hell are you doing? At least keep the creep spread in between your bases going. Kinda disappointing. Overseer is being made in the contingency of DTs. Here, did he scout the, sorry, no, wrong button. No, he didn't scout anything much except for the Robo. And Immortals being made. Oh, I missed that. I believe there were some Zerglings there or something. These Lings gonna be making their way across the map. Hopefully, maybe engaging this army. Let's see some fighting going on. I don't know. Could this army? Yeah, this army could definitely take that army. He should attack right now, like immediately. Like go Power Rangers, like go like. Actually, no. At this point, this is too good of an engagement if you were to use the Nexus as a block. Let's see what's gonna happen. Will it be good force fields? It has to be good force fields. These are good force fields. This is sexy force fields. Oh, and the Warping on the high ground. He should back out right now, in my opinion, because it's simply not worth it. In any case, you should at least grab these roaches and send them over here where there are no force fields. Because he was kind of just wasting his energy attacking the Nexus. If you're gonna attack the Nexus, you attack it with everything you got to make sure that it dies. There's no point in getting a Nexus low on HP. So yeah, he just wasted a bunch of roaches. Didn't really do much. Left the Protoss with a much bigger army than he has. Although there are 7 Festers on the way and 18 Lings, so this will be good. The Zerg is quickly rebuilding his army, not working down these rocks. That won't work to his favor, because in the contingency that the Protoss attacks, the Infestors will have, and the Infestors will be over here or something. The Infestors would have to walk along this incredibly vulnerable corridor where they can be sniped. So now we have 2 more bases coming up for the Zerg at the same time. I like that. So the third is pretty much up and running, except for the fact that the Protoss is supply blocked in Masters. I don't think this is a Masters game now. I've seen some Masters games, I've casted some Masters games, and they're all usually super high level, and it looks good. But I'm seeing quite a lot of little mistakes here. Maybe these people are just new to Masters and got there not on mechanics, but rather their ability to understand the game, I guess. Drones being marinated over to the... I guess I can't really say 4th or 5th because they were both built at the same time, or one was built just slightly before the other. I'm going to assume this one was built before because it's a shorter distance. Actually, it's not a shorter distance because he probably took a drone from his natural and this is the same distance as this. So this is just going to be the 4th, and this is going to be the 5th, I guess. Actually, no. I'll go... Yeah, 4th and 5th. I'll go clockwise. So now we have the Protoss army moving out, Neural Parasite being researched, a Baneling Nest coming up, Ultralisk Cavern coming up, a bunch of upgrades coming on up, Dark Shrine, Stargate. How did I miss that? I was talking about how which base is the 4th and the 5th. See my elite casting abilities. Here's the Dark Shrine. Here's the Stargate. Probably going to be seeing a few Phoenixes coming out. Maybe. Actually, I have no idea. Maybe we'll see the Tempest come into play. Ooh. Fortunately, this isn't Heart of the Swarm beta, so that would suck. I mean, that would be great, but it sucks that it's not. So we have the army moving on out. A bunch of spine crawlers being dropped. I don't think that was a good idea because a lot of them will be killed before you can cancel them. Some nice force fields. I'd like another force field here. You should move this. You should be spreading out your army over here because you had your the Protoss had their concentration of sentries in this area right here, and that's where the infestors were only able to fungal. It's kind of disappointing. The Zerg army is getting wrecked. You should definitely back out as soon as possible because the only remaining army for the Zerg really is infested Terran and a few roaches. So that was fairly successful, I would say. A nice offense, seeing what the Zerg had, and killing off a base. Pretty good deal. Although right now the Zerg, I think, actually came out somewhat ahead, so he's going to have to be careful. Although this base is barely mining, doesn't really count. And here we have a 4th going down for the Protoss. Let's see how things go. We have, what's it called? Lings and Infestors right over here. Kind of vulnerable. I don't like that. Because... well, this Stalker is going to give advance warning, and you see it attacked right away, and he'll be able to pull back. But if he walk moved right up to that army, and then he just sniped the infestors, he would have done a lot of damage instead of sending over a Stalker first, and then giving him the warning, your units are under attack. So you see minor mistakes. That's the difference between GM and Master's play. These larvae are going to die soon. It's going to be terrible. They had families. DTs are now on the field. Oh shit, how did I miss that? Mothership coming out, Blink is coming out, Ultralisk is coming out, Chitinous plating. No, that's just ground carapace. I'm silly. No, Chitinous or Chitinous? I'm gonna say Chitinous to be silly. Now this DT is gonna be wrecked because there's an Overseer here. Well placed, good idea. This is kind of a scary army, if I do say so myself, although there's a lot of Ultralisks coming into play. You should definitely work on these rocks like right about now because you really need to be able to do that to just have the mobility. Or, you know, optionally, you know, spread creep between your bases because I don't know, sometimes it's good to be able to go in between your bases fast. This looks like some serious scrub tier play. These people don't have refined gameplay, merely just the ability to play at a master's level, which is kind of disappointing. So no, it's not refined. It's just raw, I guess. Not really skill. There's no finesse. Yeah, I guess exactly that. There's no finesse. It's just kind of skill, which I don't like. So beach balls being dropped down. A nice party with the zealots being forced to not move. And I like this. The fact that he's moving back and he's going to be getting very little hits from the ultras. Ooh, that was a nice blink, picking off a few ultras. But I really do think you should stick an observer onto this army because it really doesn't have anything that attacks air, and dropping a few infested Terrans would be well worth the price of a nearly damaged observer. Campfire, yay! So what else am I missing? We have Caloxin coming up onto the field. More and more ultras are coming out, and now the Mama ship's out. I should have said something when I came out. Greater Spire on the way. Let's see some Broodlords, Meng. Oh shit, that's a lot of Stalkers. If those Broodlords end up being in a bad position, I will cry when they all die. Although, why would you go Ultra Broodlord? That's silly.